Alright, go ahead and come back to me in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I see your sleeping. Alright, go ahead and now read the passage. And just know that you have to identify a theme. Now that you've reminded yourself what is theme, you're going to go ahead and read the passage and identify a theme and find a piece of evidence. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys 4 minutes and go. You are reading this quietly. Voice level should be at a 0. Out some papers. We're going to leave them in the middle. Just ignore them for now. Guys, the time is up. What I want you guys to do next is I want you to go ahead and share with your partner what theme did you identify and what piece of evidence did you find. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a minute. I want my grades to go first. Go ahead and switch. Alright guys, go ahead and come back to me in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So what is one theme that we identify from this passage? Angel, go ahead and share what you have. What is one thing you identify? Oh, Angel said don't judge a book by its cover. Who was Luis judging here? People on the bus? Who exactly on the bus?
The old man.
Yeah, what did you believe the old man was like?
He loved.
Describe him as very angry. Probably thought he was very mean. But did it turn out that he was mean?
No.
What happened?
He was nice.
He was very nice. How do we know that he was nice?
He said it the last sentence.
Yep, he helps him pick up his stuff. What else? He believed the girl was nice. Was the girl nice?
No.
What did the girl do?
He
He laughed at him.
She laughed instead of helping. Okay, any other theme that you guys want to share? Rodolfo, go ahead.
My thing was, even in scary places, there is always kindness. And my evidence is, when he tumbled to the ground in front of him, he scrambled to grab his paper while he was laughing. He was shocked as he watched the old man pick up the rest of his stuff and turn it back into snow. This shows that he thought the bus was very scary and was very tough, even though someone still helped him in it.
Thank you, Rodolfo. So yeah, we can find kindness even in the most scariest places, right? Such as Luis. He was very scared. He doesn't like going in the train or the sub or the bus, the bus. But he still had some people show kindness to him. Alright, what I want you guys to do next is go ahead and take out your student data tracker that we were working on yesterday. I want you to go ahead using your do now and the responses that you created in your do now. I want you to go ahead and rate yourself. So we were looking at, can I explain what is a theme? So when I asked you to explain to your partner what is theme, you have to ask yourself, was I really able to explain what is theme? If so, it's a 3. If you were like, I kind of know what theme is, but I couldn't explain it, then it's a 2. If you just were struggling to explain what is theme to a partner, it's going to be a 1. And then the next 2 would be, from your do now, were you able to identify a theme? If you were, it's a 3. If you had some trouble, it is a 2. And if you needed that extra practice on it, it would be a 1. So were you able to identify a theme? And were you able to support a theme? Go ahead and rate your stuff. I'm going to give you guys about 2 minutes. Go ahead and go. Remember to write the dates. So it is 3/10 today.
What's that learning again?
So you are rating yourself. Be honest with yourself. done reading yourself, go ahead and put that away as well as you're doing now. Okay, I see most of you guys putting it away. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next part. Alright, I want you to go ahead and have green. Let's do yellows. Yellows, go ahead and read to your green partner. What is our objective for today? In 10 seconds and go. Okay, go ahead and come back to me in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So for today, we're going to go ahead and be reading a story called Abuela Invents the Zero. We're going to be looking at the characters and what are the characters doing in the story, as well as the events. How are the events connecting to the characters? So go ahead and grab that piece of paper. And actually, hold on. I'm going to go ahead and go to read some background information about the author. So the author behind the story is called Judith named Cofer. So she is she is Puerto Riqueña. She was born in Puerto Rico and she migrated to the U.S. She migrated to New Jersey, and typically all her stories talk about how different her life was from Puerto Rico to the U.S. And in this story, it is all about a teenager named Constancia. Constancia is half Puerto Riqueña and half American. So she talks a lot about how weird it is to have her grandma come and visit her coming from Puerto Rico and how different they are. So she's caught between her two different identities, and it's similar to some of you guys here. Some of us are Mexican Americans. Some of us have gone to Mexico, and life in Mexico is very different from life here. So very similar to Constancia, she finds some things that are weird and some connections in between. So now we're gonna go ahead and dive into some vocabulary before we even read. So go ahead and grab that story packet and go ahead and look for those vocabularies. They should be in bold. As I am reading, you are going to go ahead and write the definition. So if you can see that I included or, go ahead and choose which word makes more sense to you. So I'm going to go ahead and start at the very top. We have compromise, paragraph 7. Compromise just means an agreement or a middle ground. That typically occurs when there's two people that want to do two different things, so they agree on something. They make a deal. They find that middle ground. The next word is bizarre. Bizarre just simply means strange or weird, such as that turtle. That turtle is just crawling. I've never seen a turtle crawl, so that would be bizarre. The next word is obligation, paragraph 9. Obligation just means a work or a responsibility or a task. Some of you guys know that it is an obligation to complete 20 hours of volunteer work in order for you guys to graduate. It is a must-do task. It is a responsibility. The next word is purgatory. That just means a punishment. The next one is a periscope. A periscope is just a scope similar to like what the submarines have. They have that little scope sticking out so they can see around them. Similar to that picture, it's just like a window to see around. And the next one is senile. And that just means a memory loss or confusion because of old age. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys about 30 more seconds. Make sure you are writing down the definitions. If you are done, go ahead and put your pencils down to let me know you are done. if you don't have the phone. Alright, now I believe all of you should have a blank piece of paper. I want you guys to go ahead and create a tree map similar to the one that we created yesterday. So go ahead and take that piece of paper. Remember, take up majority of the space. Make sure that you start at the very top. Title it Abuela Invents the Zero. We have two characters, Abuela Constancia, setting, conflict, and resolution. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys about 2 minutes to draw this out. I'm going. Remember, we're using the tree map to organize our thoughts and details from the story. We're not going to be writing every single detail, just the important ones. And don't worry about the lines not being perfect. It is not meant to be perfect. As long as you have the lines, you should be fine. You have 30 seconds. Remember, it does not need to be perfect. If you are done, go ahead and put your pencils down. Alright guys, so right after that we have two characters. We have Abuela and Constancia. Those are going to be the two main characters here. So as we are reading, I want you to go ahead and notice how are they being connected to one another. We have setting, we have conflict. What's another word for conflict? Problem, good. So conflict just means a problem. Now what about resolution? Have we ever heard of the word resolution before?
Yeah.
Do you know what it means? Kinda, not really. So when we're talking about the resolution in text, we're just talking about like what was the ending of the story? What was the outcome of the problem? Was it solved? Was it not solved? So we're just going to be looking at that. So go ahead and just kind of include these two so we know what we're looking at. Now that we have our tree map, we're going to go ahead and read. I'm going to go ahead and start at the very top. Make sure you guys are following along. Make sure you guys are tracking. If I see you guys off task with your head down, you're going to go ahead and read. So starting at the very top, waiting on a couple of you guys. Waiting on Yaretzi's through. Almost there. gonna go ahead and start. Abuela Invents the Zero. You made me feel like a zero, like nothing, like a nothing, she said in Spanish. Un cero, nada. She is trembling, an angry little old woman locked in a heavy winter coat that belongs to my mother. And I ended up being sent to my room like I was a child to think about my grandmother's idea of math. It all began with Abuela coming up from the island for a visit, her first time in the United States. My mother and father paid her way here so she wouldn't die without seeing smell. Though if you ask me, and nobody has, the dirty flesh of this city is not worth the price of a ticket. But I guess she deserves some kind of award for having had 10 kids and survived to tell about it. My mother is the youngest of the bunch. Right up to the time when we're supposed to pick up the old lady at the airport, my mother's telling me stories about telling me stories about how hard times were for La Familia in La Isla. And her abuela worked night and day to support them after their father died of a heart attack. I would have died of a heart attack too if I had a troop like that to support. Anyway, I had seen her only 3 to 4 times in my entire life. Whenever we go for somebody's funeral. I was born here and I lived in this building all my life. What do we know about Constancia? Who is she? What do we know? What about Abuela? What do we know about Abuela?
That's her grandma.
Whose grandma is it? Constancia. So Constancia is the granddaughter. Where does Constancia live? Where does she live? In the U.S. She lives in the U.S. Now what about Abuela? Where is Abuela from? They said La Isla. What isla is it? Puerto Rico. So Abuela is from Puerto Rico. I'm gonna go ahead and put PR. So she lives in Puerto Rico. Remember, my notes have to be short. So I'm gonna go ahead and write PR for Puerto Rico. And what did Grandma come do? What did she do in the story? She visit where? She came to visit the U.S. She came to visit New Jersey. Okay, what else do we know about Grandma? How was her life in Puerto Rico?
Hard.
She had a very difficult life. So I'm going to go ahead and write had a rough life in Puerto Rico. I'm going to go ahead and keep reading paragraph 3. But when Mommy says, Connie, please be nice to Abuela. She doesn't have too many years left. Do you promise me, Constancia? When she uses my full name, I know she means business. So when I say sure, why wouldn't I be nice? I'm not a monster after all. Who's Connie?
No, that's the name.
It is what? It's a nickname for? Yes, I'm going to go ahead and jot that down. That way I know whenever I see Connie, it's referring to Constancia. And it's just a nickname. Moving on to paragraph 4. Julian, go ahead and read paragraph 4 for me. Begin.
So we go to Kennedy to get La Abuela, and she is the last to come out of the airplane. On the arm of the cabin attendant, all wrapped up in that shawl. Kurt, he hands her over to my parents like she was the package sent by a carrier. It is January, 2 feet of snow on the ground, and she's wearing a straw over a thick black shirt. That's just the start.
Thank you. So we have a setting. Where are they at? They're at the airport. go pick up at the airport? Abuela. And what time of the year is it? What time of the year is it? It's winter. How do we know it's winter? Yeah, snow. So it is winter. Do we know the month?
January.
January. It is winter. It's in the smack middle of winter. Okay, moving on to paragraph 5. Once home, she refuses to let my mother buy her a coat because it's a waste of money for the 2 weeks she will be in Polo Norte, as she calls New Jersey, the North Pole. So since she's only 4 feet 11 inches tall, she walks around in my mother's big black coat looking ridiculous. I try to walk far behind them in the public so that no one will think we are together. I plan to stay very busy the whole time she's with us, so I won't be asked to take her anywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and pause right there. So how does Constancia feel about her grandma, her abuela? She feels very embarrassed. Why? Yeah, she's walking around with a big coat. Does it fit her? No. So Constancia is finding her grandma very embarrassing or very, what is the key word? Very ridiculous. So I'm gonna go ahead and find Abuela. Ridiculous. Mine's a little ridiculous. So much that she avoids walking with them. What does that show about Connie? What? She's ashamed. What else? Does she care about what people think? So she cares too much about others. So I'm gonna go ahead and write that. Cares too much what others think. Alright, for the next page, for page number 2, I'm going to go ahead and have you guys read with your partners. So I'm going to go ahead and have Green finish paragraph 5. And then my yellows, read paragraph 6, and then you just go through until hitting paragraph 10. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys about 6 minutes. As you are reading, you're going to go ahead and include more details about Abuela Constancia. Is the study changing? Is there a conflict already? Or not the resolution just yet, because that would be the ending. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys about 6 minutes. You are to read with your partner. I will be walking around. Make sure you're reading and go.
No, because the dad is not at risk because he says walking them and grinding
Okay, if you haven't done so, go ahead and try to see if you can identify the problem. What is the problem? What is happening in the story that's complex? You have 2 minutes. If you are done reading, go ahead and include more details about the characters and look for the problem. She had plans. Were her plans ruined? Yeah. Yes. Why? Because grandma needed to go work. She's very religious. I'm gonna go ahead and write that here. Grandma wants to go to church. The problem is, Connie had plans, but they got ruined. She must take Abuela to church now. That's a really big problem. She was avoiding grandma, but now she's forced into taking her. Connie's dad made an agreement with Connie so she can take grandma to church. So that's our big problem. So because of time, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the resolution. We're gonna find out how does the story end tomorrow. What I'm gonna have you guys do now is finish this. I'm gonna go ahead and pass out a sticky note. What I want you guys to do is, I want you to go ahead and tell me what happened in the story. From what you remember, what do you remember that happened in the story? You may use your tree map to help you out. I'm gonna go ahead and just pass out a sticky note.
What do you want?
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys about 4 minutes. Oh, let's do it 3. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys 3 minutes. What I want you guys to do for the next 3 minutes is just answer, what do you remember from the story? What happened in the story? Go ahead and do this quietly. Voice level should be at a 0. Once you are done, write your name on it and I will come by to collect it. Go ahead and go. You can write me a sentence, you can write me bullet points. You can do a drawing. If you need a sentence starter, you can write in the story. You may use your tree map. You may look back at the text. Quietly and go ahead and return back to your seat and wait it out. Wait out for the bell. Make sure you're cleaning up quietly. There's still people working. Alright, I have most of the sticky notes. Go ahead and start cleaning up. You guys may grab your phones. are you?
Good, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Good for a Tuesday.
Good for a Tuesday?
Yeah.
Better than Monday. How did it go for you?
Pretty good, except the part where